My name's Brian Gullickson. I live in a small town, southern Minnesota. I'm 57. I've been asked by a website who saw my stories, which I've never shied away from, to tell in a video about my visits, or some of my visits with the Greys. I don't like to call them aliens, because even in all my visits, they never told me where they're from. For all I know, they're from here, a different dimension. I don't know. But I do know they're real. I haven't been alone when I've met them. Sometimes I am, other times I haven't been. I've been with buddies, and they've seen them too. And this is going to be a short video about one of my meetings with them that is a main meeting, the one I recall really well. It wasn't, I think I was dreaming and I woke up in the middle of the night and this happened to me. We were hiking in the mountains. I mean, it was early morning, 10 o'clock, 1975, 20 miles east of Fresno. And we're at a school called Feingold, and it's a school ranch, summer school, and we were there, and Jason come up to me one morning and said, let's go for a hike. So we did. What happened 40 minutes into that hike is one of the major moments of my life, changing the way I look about us, the way I look about everything in the universe, because I know there's a lot we don't know, and I don't know everything about at least the Greys, but I do know that at least with me, they've never been mean. They did some stuff that I'll bring up in other stories that hurt, but all in all, it was for good reasons, and I got no ill will towards them whatsoever. I want to show a couple pictures. This is a picture of where we were right before we went on our hike. This is where at the school we would have dinners and breakfasts and different things. When I was there, out on this deck, there was picnic tables, and we would sit out there and have lunch or dinner or whatever. Me and Jason were here and took off behind the building for our hike. Once we got behind the building, one of the first things we came to was this bridge. This is the bridge that we crossed 20 minutes before our encounter. You go up the trail here, and this part right up here, over this hill, this little mountain here, is where it happened, right up in this area. Here. There's a pasture up there. And that's where we heard the damn cow yelling. I did a drawing here. Now, I'm not a very good artist whatsoever. But me and Jason, we were hiking, and I don't know if you can you see there? This is a trail along here. We're coming down this trail, and we heard a cow yelling, and I don't mean, he was mooing, but it was very, very distressed, just fast and loud, and you knew something was wrong with this cow. Something wasn't right. Caught in a fence, I don't know, or a lion attacked, well, not a lion, but something attacking him. And so we thought, well, we're going to go look. We stopped on the trail and went up this little cliff right here. This is a cliff. This is me and Jason right here. We got up on this cliff and we knelt down and peered over. And that's when we saw what we saw. The thing that has changed my life, my view of the world completely in a matter of seconds. We saw the cow right here, just yelling and yelling and yelling, and we wondered, why isn't he moving. And then we saw right next to him this little fella here. The first gray I ever seen. He was the closest one to us. He had a stick or a wand in his hand, and I think he was good. That's what they used to cut out whatever they want of the cow. I don't know, because we never saw the cow hurt. But I'm assuming that's what that wand was for. And when we were kneeling here and wondering why this cow couldn't take off, we knew why. Because it happened to us. We were paralyzed. They did something where we couldn't move. We could talk. And Lord knows Jason was talking. He was screaming, I got to get the effing out of here. He seemed to be way more upset than I did. And I just took it upon myself to try to calm his ass. Because he was freaking. And we couldn't move. We could talk, we could verbalize, but we couldn't move. And it's a strange feeling when you're kneeling down in the middle of nature there and you can't move a finger or twitch. It's a weird ass feeling. But that's what the cow was experiencing. That's why he couldn't get away. And then we saw the rest of them. Over here to the left, there was a big tall one and a couple small ones. Over here to the right with some more small ones, another tall one. Over here behind the cow's ass, 20 feet away, was another little one. We were most concerned about this little one by the cow because he had that stick thingy, and we were worried that he was going to zap us or whatever with that. And then behind, we noticed a ship, and it was moving around a little bit, hovering. But it was silent, you know. You didn't see no flame shooting out of it. You didn't see anything. You didn't hear it. It was just like a disc up in the sky and quiet. It went on for like, I don't know how long, 10 minutes or so. Where Jason is yelling, we're talking, man, we can't do a damn thing. This one was moving his arm around and stuff, but it didn't seem to be hurting the cow or anything else, and they were moving around a little, but not like, from one to another, you know. It was pretty much this whole scene for that 10 minutes. Not a lot happening. All of a sudden, we felt released. We could get away. We went down the cliff, took off down this trail, and Jason he was fast. He was way ahead of me. Running, and over here there's a road that you can come down, and Jason took off down the road. And to this day, I don't know why I did this. I took off down the road this way to get closer to this group and that ship. I was afraid too, but I was no way afraid like Jason. And in later videos, I'll talk about why I don't think I ended up being afraid. Because I had already been through stuff. But I just didn't remember it. Anyway, I went down the road here, and before I knew it, I was inside here. I was in the ship. I was standing in the ship looking at them, and there were some tall ones and a bunch of small ones behind them. And one main one came out. And he thought to me, why are you not afraid? And to this day, my answer still kind of confounds me. But I told him I'm not afraid because we are the same. Now where that came from, why I said that, I don't know. Throughout my life, I've had a couple times when I've said something that I don't know where it came from. For instance, a couple years ago, my brother passed, and 2 days before he passed on, I talked to him on the phone. I was in Colorado. He was here in Minnesota. And I told him, Ron, you will never have to say you're sorry again. And then we ended up hanging up. When I hung up, I wondered, well, why the hell would I say something like that? Where did that come from? And 2 days later, he passed on with a heart attack in bed. So, throughout life, I think we all have things we say. We don't know just where they come from or how right they seem to be, but we end up learning later. This was my visit with the Greys that day in 1975 up in the mountains. It's a day that changed my life completely. I don't know if they're from another planet. I don't know if they're from the inside of the earth. I don't know if they're from another friggin' dimension. I don't know. I guess I care, but I really don't care. I mean, because they're around, so. And in upcoming videos, I'll talk about stuff they've let me know, how they've helped me, how they've hurt me. I got a scar on my leg right here. Anyway, it's the first video of my visits with the Greys. Have a good day.